this starts a Demm Report.
Well, speaking of restaurants and food service, this is a perfect segue. Connor Stefanoff may not be the most dedicated delivery driver in the world, but he may be the most dedicated in all of Indiana. Connor's story is going viral thanks to a police officer who watched Connor walk half a mile through a snowstorm to deliver a pizza to a home in Brownsburg.
Yes.
The police officer is Lieutenant Richard Craig. The lieutenant, I believe, was dealing with a school bus accident in the snow, which blocked the road that Connor needed to use to get to his destination. Instead of heading back to Rockstar Pizza, however, Connor simply parked his car and walked to the customer's door.
Biggie, you're in Big Pizza. You would have done that.
Is that heartburn you're experiencing, Biggie?
My friend here would have trudged 10 miles through the snow both ways to get that pizza through. That's what pizza delivery drivers do. Ballyhoo.
And my hunch is that somehow the two connected or had a conversation because Lieutenant Craig says that Connor, the driver, was in an affluent neighborhood, and the order was in the neighborhood of $40. And the tip was $2.
Wait a minute now. You're saying this guy walked this
Trudged.
pizza, trudged this guy, good word, this pizza in through an
half a mile
through an affluent neighborhood to this man's door, $40 order, and he gets a $2 tip?
Yeah, rich people don't tip.
I don't know that that's true.
Rich people do not tip well.
I won't stand for you saying that about to me. That's your
I have experience in this field.
you're stereotyping.
The nicer the
Sounds
neighborhood,
like somebody else does too.
I'll put it this way: the
You're
nicer the
stereotyping.
neighborhood, a lot of times, well, because they thought they were giving you something by like giving you a meat, like here I'm giving you $2, you measly peasant.
Yeah, let them eat cake.
But it's like poor people who understand your plight are like, I get it. Here's $5.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not shocked that the affluent neighborhood.
But he trudged it. Half a mile.
Yeah, but that rich people go, well, that's his job.
Oh, I've said that.
A lot of yeah.
I've said that many times. I've said, well,
That's his job. It's what he does. He should have stayed in community college. Yeah, I've experience in all this.
It's stereotyping. You're stereotyping the wealthy and the affluent.
Rich people want you to thank them too. They're like, here's $2. Woo! Well, thank you so much.
They think they're really because you have nothing anyway. Here's $2. That's going to be a lot to you.
It's two more than you had before.
Yeah, there you go, sport.
I think most delivery people and anyone in food service would back me up because you when you're making almost what the person serving you's making, you understand the plight.
I see.
Rich people are more inclined to be like, what is exactly 15%?
Oh, I see what you're saying there. I gave them $2 and tassel their hair and send them on their way. Good job. And you got a little exercise, too. Walked it a half a mile. We sure appreciate that.
Indeed.
Now, on with you.
Well, now, the story might have ended there. However, this particular police lieutenant, Lieutenant Craig, was so impressed with what Connor had done that he, the cop, took $15 out of his wallet and tipped the driver.
Okay.
He tipped $15. Then the police officer, the lieutenant, set up a GoFundMe.
Wow.
He said, he said, this is the kind of young man that this country needs. So the goal was to raise $500. $500
for this kid,
for Connor, the pizza delivery man,
because he walked a half a mile and didn't get a very good tip. Yep.
Well, you know what happened with a story like this?
It goes viral.
As of Saturday morning, the total was over $16,000.
Yeah.
So he's made $16,000 of that.
Rockstar Pizza said, Connor's a great kid. He works hard. We're happy to have him. Connor, interviewed later after this story kind of blew up like this, said, any condition, anytime, anywhere, you get your pizza.
The customer said, I want my $2 back.
They don't know which house it was, do they? Oh, yeah.
That's the next
thing. In the record.
They'll take a picture of the house.
Remember.
Don't deliver to this guy. This guy gives you nothing. $2.
This cheapskate in this mansion.
Am I the only one on the side of the customer?
It appears.
Am I the only one defending?
I'd almost bet that they called and said the pizza was cold, too.
Pizza's cold.
Yeah, it was out in the elements too long.
There's condensation on the top of the box. Was it in the snow?
We can't eat this. I'm sorry. Scott, you're talking about delivery drivers and tipping. Go ahead.
Yeah, I used to work for Papa John's and Domino's, and that job sucks. I've done it in the rain, I've done it in the sun, you name it. Mm-hmm. And this guy came up to my house last week, and I gave a $10 tip on a $30 order, and his face was just like shocked. And I looked at him, I said, "I've done your job. I know what you do. It sucks. Enjoy. Have a good day."
Man, that's exactly what Biggie said. Now, as a delivery driver, Scott, did you agree with Biggie also that the more affluent neighborhoods tend to tip the least?
Oh, in a heartbeat. Dude, I used to take stuff. I used to take stuff to Emerywood and High Point, and I'd get like a $1.50 tip, and I'm looking at him going, "Here, you keep it."
We looked in that neighborhood.
Yeah,
that was.
He didn't really think about his answer either, did he?
Yeah. I was going to say, do you need some time to think about this, Scott? Oh, in a heartbeat,
without question.
Thank you, Scott, for weighing in on this. Seems like it's debatable. Yeah, we don't know. We don't want to listen.
Yeah, this is a small sample size.
We're not going to stereotype. We're not going to stereotype affluent neighborhoods and their tipping bias.
There was a one order one time I was going to a very affluent neighborhood's pool.
Yeah.
They were having a pool party, and it took two of us to get it there, 2 cars. And when we unloaded everything, including, set it up, put the plate, because the lady was like, we need it separated.
Yes.
So we put, there's pepperoni and cheese sauce. We put plates, we put napkins, put everything. She goes, "Well, I didn't know there'd be 2 of you."
Uh-huh.
And she hands me a crisp $5 bill. The order was like $1,000. And she's like, "I know there'd be 2, but I guess you guys can split it."
Let me get the old tip calculator out and see if I don't know. That may be right.
The calculations.
I'll do the calculation on that to see what percentage of $5 out of 1,000.
I'll put it this way: sometimes I still drive by that pool and middle finger right up. Never forget.
That looks like a 0.05% tip you got there. Okay.
Especially after setting everything up for her, as if she couldn't read what the box says. What does P mean? Pepperoni. What does S mean? I don't get it. Sausage. CH. Why does it just say CH? Cheese. You only ordered 3 types, ma'am.
Anonymous, you're talking about tipping in the affluent neighborhoods. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning, Kelly. I was just telling Biggie that we had all that snow last week, and I work for a pizza establishment. The order was right around $112, and it was a gated community of, I don't know, $500,000 homes look like, and took it to this gentleman, and he's like, "Oh, thanks so much," and it was like 6 pizzas or something like that, but and a whole bunch of other stuff to go with it, and like I said, it ended up being like $112, and he gave me $4 tip. I was so pissed.
Let me get the old tip calculator out here. $4 on 112.
And let me just state this too: if you were thinking to yourself right now, "They should be grateful for whatever I give them," you're part of the problem.
Right.
You are the affluent.
Anonymous, would you agree with Biggie and Scott that the affluent neighborhoods tend to tip less than other neighborhoods?
Anonymous.
Oh, he hung up. I'm sorry.
Maybe they got to him.
I must have.
Now, here's a wrinkle that maybe, back when Biggie was delivering in his pizza days, that didn't exist. The Uber Eats, the DoorDashes, you pre-tip. When you place your order, you add your tip then.
Yes.
Now, I will tell you this, despite the stories we've heard, it's probably a good time if you were a pizza delivery driver, because we've noticed that the Uber Eats and the DoorDash has helped in tipping with higher amounts.
Interesting. Yeah.
Because they're still classic, $2-3. But a lot of times on a DoorDash, you'll tip $8 or $9 depending on the order. Well, that's kind of moved over somewhat to pizza delivery.
Interesting.
Not every time, but you do hear guys now say, "Dang, I just got $8 on 2 pizzas," because the mindset has changed.
Yeah. Not in my neighborhood.
Behind the gates.
No. Had to give them the code and everything, to get in.
Oh, yeah. People are real protective of that, too.
The code. Yeah.
Oh, I got to give you a code of the gate. Oh, make sure you delete it. I'm not coming back, dude. I'm barely surviving.
Well, this $2 should help you then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yes.